Does this seem familiar to you? You're searching for your business on Google and you are nowhere to be found. If so, then watch this video to learn my top 3 SEO mistakes to avoid. Hey, welcome back to the Entrepreneur Shack. My name is Amanda, and in this video we're talking about the top 3 SEO or search engine optimization mistakes that people make and how to avoid them. And hey, if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you don't miss any more videos like this. Stay until the very end to get my bonus tip and learn how to download my free SEO checklist. So let's not mess around and let's start with the number 1 SEO mistake to avoid: not using geo-targeting. So what do I mean by geo-targeting? Basically, your geographical area where you work, where you live, or where you serve your clients. Now, I see this all the time where businesses will target a very broad keyword phrase when they could simply be starting out with their local area. And it really doesn't matter what your niche is. When you're first starting out, you really want to narrow down that search area and then over time broaden the area that you're targeting. This will help you in a few ways because you'll start off with less competition, and as your website starts gaining trust with Google, you can start slowly broadening those search terms. So for example, let's say you want to target your city that you live in, but the competition is quite high. What you can do is you can then shrink it down to just a section of the city. If you live in a huge metropolis, that still might be a little bit too competitive. So at the very base level, you can go right down to the community level. But don't worry, this won't limit your reach because very quickly you'll notice you'll be able to rank for the more broader terms. The second SEO mistake to avoid is using generic names for your images. You see, a lot of people will take their photos on their phone or their digital camera or what have you, and those devices have a generic naming structure for their photos. So for example, IMG _ number, that is not going to do anything for your search engine optimization. So before you upload your photo to your website, you want to make sure that you rename it to include your keyword phrase. Generally, I'll use underscores or hyphens to fill in the spaces. Now, if you take away nothing else from this video but that one, that is probably the easiest one that you can implement right away. And the third SEO mistake to avoid is using short tail keywords versus long tail keywords. Now, I do explain this fully in my SEO checklist that you can grab it down in the description below, but to summarize it, essentially it's using a very broad term versus a very niche term. So for example, using apple pie recipe would be a short term phrase compared to the best gluten-free apple pie recipe, which is a lot more niche and a little more targeted. You'll have a lot less competition. Well, maybe not in that one specifically, but you get the idea. Long tail keyword phrases typically have a lot lower competition than short tail keyword phrases. If you want to know more about finding long tail keyword phrases, make sure you download my free SEO checklist where I'll explain a little bit more about keyword research. And hey, let me know in the comments below, on a scale of 1 to 5, 5 being the worst, how good do you think you are at doing your keyword research? Bonus tip, my bonus tip for you is think outside the box. I see this happen, it happens to me all the time as well. Just thinking about what you would type in to the search isn't good enough. So sometimes I might even go to someone who is a little less tech savvy, aka Mama Bear. Ask someone in your family or in your friend group, if you wanted to find out about X topic, what would you type into Google? And sometimes that will generate a few different ideas for you. And you'll notice that some of the keywords that are a little bit more obscure will be less competitive. And if you can figure out a way to relate that back to what you want to ultimately discuss on your page or sell or something like that, that is one of the greatest ways to kind of sneak in there, all considering that that keyword phrase gets enough traffic. So to summarize, the top 3 SEO mistakes to avoid is 1, not using geo-targeting, 2, using generic image names, and 3, targeting short tail keywords versus long tail keywords. So if you like this video, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And if you want to learn more about SEO and how you can implement the best SEO strategies for your website, make sure you grab my SEO checklist down in the description below. It's totally free and it has a whole bunch of awesome tips for you. If you know anyone else that might be able to use this information, make sure you share this video. And thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next video.